All right. Shalom, shalom. It's Brother Yatazadak here of Israel. Before I get started, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Today we're going to go into Isaiah chapter 5, and we're going to continue at verse 3. So, Lord willing, you're edified. Giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. So let's get right into it. Salakia. Bear with me 1 second. 144,000 and the great multitude that will be delivered out of America, Babylon the Great in these last days. Yahweh is Most High God's name. His only begotten Son is Yahweh Shai. We are the Israelites, which consists of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans today, as well as the confusion of face, meaning our people in times past had took wives of the other nations, so their children look like other nations, but it is still of the seed of the nation of Israel. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Brakatham, to the sincere Akim and Akwath that are tuning in, and get right into it. We're going to continue off at verse 3. Right? So we brought up Songs of Solomon. We went into Wisdom of Solomon in previous video concerning as far as verses 1 to 3. Right? The parable of the Lord's vineyard, right? And the Lord's money, which he has given to his men that are laboring in these latter days, right? In the word of the Lord, prophesying, right? The downfall of America, Babylon the Great, and 2/3 of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans being destroyed via taking the charagma, Revelation 13 and 16, right? Which is our RFID chip. And so let's continue at verse 4. Or Salakia. Verse 5, which reads, "And now I will make known now," which I thought means a time or currently, right? Another way to say now, so this would actually read, "And currently I will make known now." Na'ah, sometimes it means now or please. "Unto you, unto which I shall do to my vineyard, to turn back its hedge." Slakia. "And it shall be consumed, to be breached," right? Paratazah, that's what it means, breach. Its wall, which this word doesn't mean wall. This is more like a hedge, right? This isn't the actual word for hedge. Mashak just means to draw out, right? Because that's what you do when you fence up a yard, right? You divide it according to its portion, and you build it up from there, right? and shall be trampled. Ramas. So read Wa'aitha, Awa Daya'a, Na'a Atakam, Atha, Ashar, Anya, Aisha, La Kuramya, Hasar, Mashakatwa, Wahayab, La Bayar, Parataza, Gadarwa, Wahaya, Lama Ramas. I will place unto it waste. Let's look at that word Batha, right? Strong's, Salakia, Strong's H1326, desolation waste, and waste. Let's go to the root. Cliff, precipice, steep. So this actually means like a cliff, right? So there's another way to say fall, right? A fall. Now place into it a fall, right? To not be pruned and do not be digged. Let's look at that word idar. Means to keep rank. Right? It's another way to say divided by line, or you could just say dig, right? But this is in the sense of something being divided by line. For example, you build some a brick wall, it has its rank, right, in order, right? And we'll send up briars, because that's where you get the word shamar, right? It actually means a thorn hedge, right? That's what the root means, shamar. So that's the word for to keep. But here it's talking about briars and thorns. And we'll send up clouds, Iba or Ab, means in the sense of something thick, right? Like peanut butter, right? There's another way to say clouds. The word for cloud is Iba. So it says, I will command. So basically it's saying, we'll send up thick clouds, which I will command. from for the rain to ascend from it, even the rain, basically, as in for it to not rain upon it, right? So basically, it's saying, and he will call back the thick clouds, which he will command for the rain to cease from it, even the rain, right? Which he reads, Shayatha wa Batha La'a Ya Zamar wa La'a Ya Idar wa Ila Shamyar wa Shayath al Ha'abiam Atazawa Maha Matiyar al Yawa Matar. So that's what the Lord did, right? When he took the tribes out of the land, right? He took away that hedge, that defense, right? The mistake was that Israel did not dispel the Canaanites and these foreign nations from out of their land. So they perverted their understanding, right? And that's strictly in the law. Do not follow the statutes and the manners of the Canaanites. That's an actual precept, right? So the Lord laid, right, that land waste, gave it to the hands of the enemy, right, to the time of the Gentiles for it to be fulfilled, right? And Jake didn't get that increase that the Lord originally gave to Jake when they were prospering, when they were initially placed in that land, right? So the Lord took that away, which is why it says, "Should come up briars and thorns," right? Adversaries were raised up, right? Just like here in America, Babylon the Great, right? Because you got the Jake the Salakia the Hamites here. You got the Moabites. You got the Ammonites, right? Which they all play a part in Psalms 83, including Esau, Edom, right? And afflicting and via secret councils, via right in secret, like the Book of Psalms says, they shoot bitter words in secret, and even have counseled against the remnant, right? So as you see, right, this so-called eclipse coming, right? Uh, we have recently other bridges have collapsed or have been attacked, right? Now it could be Esau planning these things, or it could actually be the nations or someone or something sending a message, right? So these are all things, and to bring confusion, right? So let's look at some of these current events, lessons within lessons, like Elder Pastor says, right? Now let me check my notes. Salakia. So you have recently a 4.9 magnitude earthquake, New York, New Jersey, PA, Connecticut, Florida, right? Which scriptures say there shall be earthquake in diverse places. Again, this could be Esau, Edom, right? Because we know he has the ability to manipulate weather and weather patterns. He understands how the clouds, right? There's actual technology that to create artificial clouds, right? Which that's pretty easy, but there's other things which require um, more advanced technology, like right to cause things like earthquakes. But that remains to be seen, right? But we know Esau has that ability, right? So you have those are the signs of the times that Yahushai spoke about, right? Lightning recently striking the Statue of Liberty, which these are signs and wonders, which the heathen they're they're awed by these things, right? And these are just patterns, like weather patterns, right? Everything has a pattern in the heavens, and the stars have their course. So it's not really that you know that that astonishing, because we understand that these things are written in Scripture, right? That the stars have their course, and the sun and the moon, right? We're not dismayed at these things, right? But the Lord is showing, right, that He's making things happen on Earth, right? And I read another article that bridge collapsed, the Key Bridge, that there was actual there's ships that are not able to get through now, which are crucial to Esau's military. Which, let me see if I can look that up. Took a screenshot. This is from the Baltimore Sun. It says 11 ships are trapped behind the Key Bridge, including 4 considered critical to the nation's defense. Right? I might look into that, or if you, Akim, want to look into that, more than welcome to. But these are the things that the Lord asks us to look out for, because He set us as watchmen, right, to discern the signs of the times that we're in, right? Which Esau, this is actually what he meant when he said, "You hypocrites, you can discern the signs of the heavens, but you can't discern the signs of the times that we're in," right? So Esau knows something big is coming. The heathens, they know via these demonic spirits that they call upon, but they can't accept the fact that the Lord is gonna work a terrors, wonders, signs in the heaven, and through His men, right? So they can't accept it, which is why Esau will ultimately uh, fight the second coming of Yahushai, right? The nations think that, right, that they got all everything figured out, right? When that's not true, right? So Yahushai, right? The scriptures speak about these things, that the victory is already there. Why? Because it was spoken since the foundation of the world, right? So let's look at the some of these current events, because just like Esau has his his weather forecasters on the left hand side, right? We on the right hand side we're prophesying, right? Which is not the same thing, right? So let's go to X, formerly Twitter. Slovakia. Great Millstone, Watchmen, right? Got the Hebrew, right? Current events, right? So this is the Statue of Liberty, lightning striking, right? Right. So even his own people are telling you that Earth wasn't created zillions and zillions, millions of years ago, right? This is from Bonjour. Breaking massive water stream spilling from Manhattan high rise building, Manhattan, New York, right? So the worm is spread up under Esau Edom, right? Let's scroll on down. Get this real quick. Slovakia. That's not going to happen, right? A third temple being built over the El Aqsa Mosque. Ishmael will the Ishmaelites are gonna will lose their shit if that even happens, right? Which is not supposed to happen that way. The third temple is the Lord's people, right? The remnant waking up, prophesying, right? The Lord bringing the great deliverance, right? So we don't have to rebuild anything physically, right? The Lord, all that is over there will be utterly consumed, right? In the third woe, as the Lord scorches the earth, brings great sorrows, right? As spoken of in the book of Matthew, right? This is from Paul's Corner 21. Another bridge, another distraction. I'm not sure what bridge this is. That's in Argentina. Still, right? Something, right? There's some kind of message being conveyed here, right? That was in February 2nd, 2024. Got the heathens doing heathen things. This is an old video. I remember seeing this a long time ago. So apparently that's in Spain. Those are Edomites. This is from biggest highway in California collapses and it's not trending. April 1st, 2024. California Highway 1 collapse, leaving collapse leaves 2,000 tourists stranded. From Fijian ritual dance called Zangito Puden in Benin. This is a mysterious being called Sangbito who patrols villages at night and is said to protect the villagers by warding off evil spirits and malice, which that looks like a chariot. Breaking a large barge crashed into an Arkansas River bridge, causing damage to both the ship and the bridge pillar. As you can see right here, this from Hodge Twins says the DOJ is ordering Google to release the names and addresses of YouTube viewers to watch specific videos. Right, so that great accusation is coming as well. Scriptures say there were second address, confusion in many places. This is from Chuck Calesto. Fire breaks out at Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. That's pretty much it. So, verse 6, Lord laid Jake waste, right? Prune digged, briars and thorns came up. The Lord commanded the clouds that they rain no rain upon it, which is why there is an actual vegetation over there, as it was in times past. Right now, what these Amalekites got to do, small hats, right? Those that claim to be the Lord's people and these other factions, of groups, these other groups over there, right? Like the Palestinians, right? Which they're heathens, and there's some Israelites mixed among them, because some of our people are scattered everywhere, right? But as a whole, they're heathens, basically, right? So they have to transplant trees and such over there, because Lord put a curse on that land. Because, right, the Lord's people aren't there as a whole. Verse 7 says, because the vineyard of the Lord of hosts is the house of Israel, and the man of Judah uh, a plant is plant pleasant. Let's look at that root. Shai Shawai Shai Shawayim. Delight, enjoyment. Basically means to enjoy or to delight. Or the root Shai and he collected, because that's what it means. Qua means to collect. But that's another way to say to hope for, and he hoped for judgment, and behold, oppression for righteousness, and behold, a groaning or a cry, tazaak, mashapach, bloodshed, outpouring of blood, slaughter, oppression. Let's look at that root, sapach. To gather, a scab, or to attach, basically being joined onto wickedness. So it reads Kaya Karam Yahweh Tazabawa Bayath Yasha'ala Wa Ayash Yahawada Natai Shai Yawa Wayakwa La Mashapat Wahana Ma Sapach La Tazadaka Wahana Tazaak Tazaak Tazaakwa Tazaaka Tazaakwa Salakia. The next header is Woe for the wicked, right? So Jake was placed there, right? They prospered for a little bit, but they immediately rebelled, right? Like you got a child that's spoiled. So you spoil him, and what does he do? He's not going to listen to you, right? He's going to rebel and rebel, wax worse and worse. Isaiah 5 and 8. Woe to those that touch house to house, house upon house, field upon field, uh, to come near, even to make an end, because that word extremity, to make an end of the place, right? So Jake was following after these wicked leaders, right? There was no order, right? And Salakia. And that they may place be placed alone in the midst of the earth. Which is why, right, anywhere you go, right, Jake is going to be under the curses, right? Curse in the city, curse in the field. You're going to hate your own people. You're going to lose your laws, your customs. You're going to follow the customs of the heathens, so on and so forth, right? You got Jake eating swine, right? So they get gout and all kinds of diseases. Jake doesn't know how to fast, right? To rebuild their cells, because that's what you do when you fast, right? Like Elder Apostle said recently, right? Got to get your carbs, but you also got to eat your vegetables, right? So you don't get that high blood pressure, right? And so on and so forth, right? So it reads Hawaya Ma Magaya Aya Bayath Babayath Shada Ba Shada Ya Kwaryabwa Ad Apas Makwam Waha Shabtam Labadkam Ba Kwarab Ha Ratazah, right? And Jake was placed into captivity, right? Which is why the majority are here in the Americas, right? 2/3 will be uh, cut off and die, right? And a common wars, martial law, FEMA camps, right? When all hell breaks loose, right? Which there's a scripture in the book of Numbers that says that, right, they shall not be reckoned amongst the nations, right? So you go to these authorities, right? Like the United Nations, right? All the nations are there except Jake. No representation. Even in these other so-called Jake countries, right? Like Mexico, that's you just got a bunch of Spaniards there in power. Jamaica, you got heathens there in power. And all the other lands, right? So-called, right? Belonging to Jake. Isaiah 5 and 9. Is it in my ears, the Lord of hosts? Basically saying, it is in my ears or hearing, saith the Lord of hosts. Lo, there shall not be houses many. So this would actually read, in the ears of the Lord of hosts. Lo, there shall not houses, as in there shall not be houses, many. Which will be unto desolation, which it says La Shema. Unto desolation they will be, right? The great and the good, without inhabitant, which is Ba'azanya Yahweh Tazabawath, Im La'a Bathium, Rabium, La Shama Yahayawa Gadolium, Watawabium, Ma'ayan Yashab. Verse 10, because 10, acres, which this word is actually, it means a pairs, right? Or yoke, or acres. Because 10 pairs of vineyard shall make a bath, one, and the seed of the homer shall make an epaph. Kaya Asharath, Tazamad Ya, Karam Ya Aisha, Bath Achath, Wazarai, Kamar, Ya Aisha, Ayapa. Verse 11, woe unto those that rise, woe unto the early risers in the morning, because that word shakam means to rise early. Shakyam, strong drink, as in to drink strong drink, that they may pursue after until the night, Nashap, which I believe that means dusk or twilight, Salakia. It's another way to say night. Wine to inflame them. The root word is dalak. Inflame, to kindle. Or to pursue. So to inflame, to kindle. Says Hawaya, Mashakiyamya, Babakwar, Shakar, Ya Radapwa, Ma Akarya, Banashap, Yayan, Yadalyak, Yadalyak, Ma. Salakia, see how many more verses we got left. And was the harp, the viol, the tabret, and the pipe, and wine, and their feasts, and to the work of the Lord they have not looked unto, and the doing of his hands they do not see. Right? This is what 2/3 don't see. They're too busy chewing at them drumsticks, right? Drinking that that brown or whatever Jake likes, right? You got Eve just twerking. That's all she knows how to do. And there's particular, we're not getting on all the women, right? Because the men slack as well as the women, right? But there's Jake. Jake is established too, right? Right. But as a whole, there's no structure, there's no conformity to the Lord's word, right? Which the remnant are doing, conforming to the image of the Son, Yahweh Shai Hamashayak, right? So it reads Wahaya Kanar Wa Nabal Thap Wa Khalial Wa Yayan Ma Mashath Mashath Yaham Wa Atha Payal Yahawah La'a Yabayat Wa Wama Aisha Yad Yawa La'a Ra'awa. Right, so 2/3 don't see the signs of the times that we're in. Right? They don't know how to measure the times diligently. Right? They have no faith. They have no understanding. They love this world. Right? They don't know nothing but the ways of the world. Right? They're not renewed in the spirit of their mind. Right? They're not seeking Yahweh Bashem Yahushai while he still may be found. Right? Like it says in the book of Proverbs, to sit at and watch at my gates. That's what we're doing. Right? A gate in the ancient world was a representation of the entrance of a village or town. The gate is where the elders would gather, speak parables, and right, speak wise words, counsel, men of counsel, right, which we have here in the form of our elders and apostles at Great Millstone, starting with Elder Apostle Tahar on down, right? You have Elder Apostle Tahar, Elder Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramlab, Bishop Zachariah, Apostle Rakah, and all the other men that the Lord placed as the heads in this thing, right? Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Brakatah for our elders and Akim, right? Because without you, we would be still in the world, not having a damn clue about not having a clue about a damn thing, right? For so I removed my people because of no knowledge, and their honorable men are famished, and their multitude dried up with thirst. Let's look at that word. Tazaka. Glow, parched, dried up, parched, dry. Dazzling, glowing. Which just means like a reflection, right? You have particular technologies that harness the sun and right to create heat, solar panels, right, to create electricity because it uses the energy that the sun gives out, right? That's what you see when the sun shines, the reflection, and you sit in the sun too long and you start to right get famished. Bakan gala amya mabalya dayath wa kabadwa matia raab waham wahamawan wa tazaka taza tazamaa. So how are the elder men famished or honorable men, right? They don't got that water, right? Which is the word, right? They have no understanding, right? Which is why, what is that? The book of Zechariah says that their shepherds pity them not, right? They don't regard the work of the hands of the Lord, right? They do not consider, right? This is what Apostle Paul, I believe this is in Isaiah as well. He quoted Isaiah. He said, "Make straight your paths for your feet," right? Which is why you got the honorable men of these other tribes, right? They sold out, right? These other camps took the bag. These so-called entertainers, right? Pushing wickedness, right? For so has it has been made wide the grave for hell to herself, and opened. Let's look at that word payar, to gape, another way to say open, her mouth without measure, Now, this isn't a word for measure. This actually means to inscribe, right? Without inscription, right? Because when you inscribe something, you mark it down, or they used to chisel it back then and enact decrees. And will descend their honor, their multitude, and their pomp, and their and he that extols in it. Right? So the Lord opened up them floodgates for the heathens to come in, put Jake to death, carry them away into captivity out of their land that the Lord gave them from the Canaanites. Right? Which is this verse is constantly repeated, and the mean man shall be brought down, the mighty man shall be humbled, and the eyes of the lofty shall be humbled. Right? So let's see where we're at. So we're at the 57-minute mark. So we're going to continue in another part. So we left off at verse 15. Right? So Lord willing, we were edified, giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Kwam Yasha Allah, Abad Babal, and Shalom.